Hello everybody! So today I'm going to show you how to crochet this wired brim sun hat. So I'll show it to you here. It's got a little bit of filet crochet design in it, just a little bit. It's actually extremely easy. If you know, it's mainly just half double crochets and some single crochet and chain spaces. If you know how to do that, I'll show you how to do the rest. I mean, this is great. It would be great for a beginner as long as you know the basic stitches. You'll be able to do it, and great for fun for the advanced as well. You can make it the brim as long as you want. I'll show you the wire that I use, but I will recommend that if you make the brim any longer than mine, to probably get a thicker gauge wire to help it hold it better. Now the good thing about using wire around it is you can bend it any way you want and it'll hold its shape. So I can't do it one-handed, but you know, sometimes people wear this on hats kind of, you know, I don't even know how people wear them, because I wear mine like usually like that, but you know, you can bend it whichever way you like, however you want. You can bend it, and yeah, I like it. I love the red too, but it'll look great in any color that you choose. So you guys want to go ahead and get started, and I'll remember, you can do this. You can do this. You know the basic stitches? You got this. And you can even put that wire around it. It's super simple. I'm going to show you how to do it, all right? Like I said, it's got that fillet design around the top there. It's a little bit of detail. Just a bit of detail. All right. Let's see what we got. All right. So the hat that you see there should fit anywhere between 19 to 23 inch head. I do tell you when the time comes how you could add another row of increases to make it bigger. Or you could always leave one off to make it smaller. So for that particular hat, I used some yarn from Shandy from Expression Fiber Arts. She has some of the most beautiful hand-dyed yarn, and she has a wonderful YouTube channel where she teaches crochet and knitting tutorials. I highly recommend her. But I am using her crema worsted base, so it's a medium weight number 4. The color I have here is called Candy Apple. It's 70% super wash merino and 30% mulberry silk. There are 175 meters or 192 yards per hank, and one hank was enough to do that entire hat. This is what I have left, so I would say you're going to need about 100 and what's in here? 180 yards, something like that. 180 to 200, you know, something like that. Well, this made the hat. I had a little extra left over, but you know, everybody crochets a little bit differently. But yes, this is what I use. It is a 4-weight yarn. It's a lighter of a 4-weight, but you don't have to use a 4-weight. You can keep increasing in the same manner that I did at the top with like a thinner weight yarn until you get to the size of the crown that I suggest in the video. And then the wire that I used, it's a millinery wire. Now this came from Amazon. It's cotton covered millinery wire. All right. And this is what it looks like. So it's wire, and you can see it's got the cotton over it. Like I mentioned, though, if you want to make your brim bigger, you could use this and double it up, or get a thicker gauge wire. I will put a link in the description box to this particular one here, though, that I did purchase off of Amazon. And then we are going to be using a size I, which is a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. Let's do this. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start off with a slip knot on our hook. If you want to use the magic circle here, that would be fine. I'm not going to use the magic circles, so what I'm going to do is start off with a chain of 3. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to slip stitch back into my first stitch to form a ring. Now I can work into the center of that ring. All right. So now I got my ring, and that's what we're going to be working into. So we're going to chain 1, which does not count as a stitch. And we're going to work through the center of the ring, and we're going to work 10 half double crochets. So we're going to yarn over, put our hook through the ring, draw up a loop, and then we're going to yarn over and go through the 3 loops that are on our hook. So that's 1 half double. We're going to do that again. We're going to yarn over, go into the center of the ring, grab the yarn and pull it back up, 3 loops, yarn over and go through all 3. So that's 2 half doubles. Again, yarn over and go through the ring, draw up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and go through all 3. So that's 3 half doubles. So we're just going to repeat this pattern until we get a total of 10 half double crochets. Work through the center of our ring. Alright, when you've made it back to, or you made it and you've done 10 half doubles through the center of your ring, I always like to count back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Remember that chain 1 way down there, it doesn't count as anything. So you can pull your tail, close that circle up a little bit more. And now we're going to be working in a continual round, which means that we will not be slip stitching at the end of the rows at this point. So you're going to need some type of stitch marker. I always just use a piece of yarn. So I'm going to put my stitch marker right here after my last half double and my first half double. So that would be round 1, and we have 10 half double crochets. So we will continue on with round 2 without slip stitching it together. We're just going to jump to the next the first half double crochet right here, the next one here, and we're going to work 2 half double crochets into that stitch. So sorry about that. All right, so there's 1 and there's 2. All right, so we're going to work around for round 2, putting 2 half double crochets into each stitch all the way around. 2 into that one, so we're going to go to the next one. There's 1. There's 2. And the next one, there's 1. There's 2, just like this. And we're going to repeat this pattern of 2 half double crochets into every stitch until we make it back around to our stitch marker. Alright, so when you make it back around to your stitch marker here, this stitch right here, half doubles are a little bit weird. This is actually the first stitch there. So we should have 20 stitches now when you make it back around. So we're going to go ahead and move our marker up, and we're going to start round 3. And for round 3, what we're going to do is we're just going to put 1 half double crochet into the next stitch. Like that. And then the next stitch will get 2 half double crochets into the same stitch. So there's 1 and there's 2. And that'll be the repeat for round 3. So the next stitch will just get 1 half double, and then the next stitch will get 2 half doubles into the same stitch. So there's 1 and there's 2. Again, we're going to put 1 half double into the next stitch, and then the next stitch will get 2 half doubles. So we're going to continue repeating this pattern of 1 half double and then 2 half doubles, 1 half double and 2 half doubles all the way around until we make it back to our starting point. Alright, when you make it back around here to your stitch marker, your last stitch before the marker, you should have ended with 2 half doubles in, and you should have a total of 30 stitches to end round 3. And remember, it's always, this is the start of your like I said, half doubles are funny. This is the start of your new round. All right, so we're going to go ahead and move this stitch marker up, and we'll go ahead and start round 4. Now this time we're going to do a half double crochet into the first 2. So one here, and then the next one will get 2 half doubles into it. So we'll go ahead and begin round 4. Put a half double crochet into the first stitch there, a half double crochet into the next stitch there, and then the next stitch will get 2 half doubles into the same stitch. And this is what we're going to repeat for round 4. Again, a half double crochet into the next 2. So there's 1, go to the next one, there's 2, and then the next stitch will get 2 half double crochets into the same stitch. So there's 1 in that one and 2 in that one. And we're going to go ahead and repeat this again. 1 half double crochet in each of the next 2. So there's 1 in that one, 1 half double into the next one, and then the next one will get 2 half double crochets into the same stitch. So there's 1 and then another one into that same stitch. So we're going to go ahead and repeat this pattern for round 4. Is 1 half double, and then 1 half double, and then 2 half doubles into the next. So 1 1 2 1 1 2 all the way around until we make it back to our stitch marker. Alright, so I've come to the end of round 4. Your last stitch here before the marker should have had 2 half doubles in it, and you should have a total of 40 stitches now. So we're going to go ahead and move our marker up and start on round 5. That. So this time it's going to be 1 half double into the next 3, and then 2 half doubles into the next. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and begin. There's 1 half double in that one, and then 1 half double into the next one, and then 1 half double into the next. So that makes 3 half doubles in a row, and then the next one we're going to put 2 half doubles into the same stitch, 1 and 2, and this is what we're going to repeat for round 5. So again, 1 half double in each of the next 3 stitches. There's 1, there's 2, and 3, and then the next stitch is going to get 2 half doubles into the same stitch, just like that. So let's go ahead and repeat this pattern of 1 half double in each of the next 3, and then 2 half doubles into the next, all the way around until we make it back to our stitch marker. Alright, I made it back around at the end of round 5, and again you should have had 2 half doubles into your last stitch, and now you should have a total of 50 stitches. Let's go ahead and move our marker up, and we'll start round 6. And this time we're going to do 4 half double crochets in a row, and then 2 half doubles into the next. So let's go ahead and begin. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and the next one will be 2 half doubles into the same stitch. And this is what we're going to repeat for round 6. 1 half double into the next 4. There's 1. Oops, dropped that one, sorry. 2, 3, 4, and then 2 half double crochets into the next, 1 and 2. So we're going to go ahead and repeat this pattern of 1 half double in the next 4 and 2 into the next, all the way around till we make it back to our stitch marker. Alright, I've made it to the end of round 6. 60 stitches is what you should have now. So we're going to go ahead and move our marker up, and we're going to begin round 7. And now this time it's 1 half double into the next 5, and then 2 half doubles into the next. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's 5, and then we're going to go ahead and put 2 half double crochets into the next, and that will be the repeat for round 7. 1 half double into the next 5. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 2 half double crochets into the next. So let's go ahead and repeat this pattern of one half double into 5 and then 2 into the next, all the way around till we make it back to our stitch marker. Alright, so I come to the end of round 7, and again you should have ended with 2 half doubles there right before your stitch marker, and you should have a total of 70 stitches now. So this is going to be the crown of the hat, but let's go ahead and take a measurement of it. Generally I'd shoot for anywhere between 6 to 7 inches for the crown to fit 19 to 23 inch head, because you know the yarn, it does stretch. So let's see what we got here. Looks good, about 6.5. All right, if you need to add another increase excuse me, to make it bigger, you would just do single crochet into the next 6 stitches and then 2 single crochets in the next, and you can go around again, and that would add 10 more stitches for a total of 80 if you needed a bigger bigger crown. But we're going to go ahead and start row 8 now. I'm sorry. We're going to go ahead and move our stitch marker up, and we're going to continue working around. This time we are just going to go around. We're going to put 1 half double crochet in every stitch. So we're not going to be putting 2 half doubles together anymore until we get to the brim of the hat anyways. So row 8 is just going to be 1 half double crochet in every stitch all the way around. And when you make it back to the stitch marker, you still should have your 70 stitches. That's the number that we're going to try to keep while we're working the half double part here. All right, I'll meet back up with you at the stitch marker. All right, so once you make it back around to the end of row 8, you should still have your 70 stitches. What you want to do is continue row 8, doing the same thing for rows 9 and 10. So rows 8, 9, and 10 are all going to be rows of 1 half double crochet in every stitch, and you'll always have 70 stitches when you make it back around. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and repeat row 8 until I finish out round 10, and I'll be back up with you then. All right, so I've made it around to the end of row 10. We still have our 70 stitches. Let's go ahead and move our stitch marker up. Now we're going to put 1 half double crochet into the next 5 stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's 5. Now we're going to work a chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and we're going to skip 2 stitches, skip, skip, and single crochet into the next, like that. Then we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and we are going to skip 2 stitches, skip, skip, and we're going to put, with that chain 3 on our hook, 1 half double crochet into the next 5. So you're skipping your 2 and half double into the next 5. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's 5. And we're going to repeat that again. We're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, skip 2, skip, skip, single crochet into the next, chain 3, skip 2, skip, skip, and half double into the next 5. And now we're going to go ahead and repeat this pattern all the way around until we make it back to our starting point. And there's 5. Again, we're going to chain 3. Oops. Let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, skip 2, skip, skip, single, chain 3, skip 2, skip, skip, and half double into the next 5. All right, so I'm going to repeat this back around till we get near our starting point. All right, so I'm coming around to the end of row 11. So let's see, I did 5 half doubles here. I chained 3, skip 2, single crochet. I'm going to chain 3 again. And then when I skip my 2, that'll be the end of the row. So I'll need to skip 2 and half double into the next 5. And that is the beginning of our next row. Half double, sorry about that. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you can go ahead and leave your marker there for now. We'll get back to it later. So we're now on working round 12. So now what we're going to do, we got our 5 half doubles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are going to do a chain 1, not a tight one, a loose one, and we're going to, actually we're going to do a chain 2. And then we're going to single crochet into this chain space here, like that. And then we're going to chain 3. And then we're going to come across and single crochet into this chain 3 space, like that. And then we're going to chain 2. And then we're going to start again by putting a half double into the next 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, chain 2, single crochet into this chain space down here, chain 3, single crochet into this chain space here, chain 2, half double crochet into the next 5. And this is what we're going to repeat all the way around. One more time, we're going to chain 2, single crochet into this chain space down here, chain 3, single crochet into this chain space across, chain 2, half double crochet into the next 5. So I'm going to go ahead and repeat this pattern all the way around until we get near the end of the row, and I'll show you how we're going to continue this when we make it back around. All right, so I made it around here. Here's my stitch marker. And let's see where we stopped here. So I chain 2, I single crocheted into this chain 3 space. Chain 3, I single crocheted into this chain 3 space. So now I'm going to chain 2, and we're going to start, this will start the next row. 1 half double crochet into the next 5. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and there is 5. Then we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and we're going to single crochet into this single crochet, or this chain 3 down here, and then we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and half double into the next 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Repeat, chain 3. 1, 2, 3, single crochet into this chain 3 here, chain 3, and jump on over here and half double crochet into the next 5. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Repeat again, chain 3, single crochet into this chain 3, chain 3, and then half double into the next 5, and this is what we're going to repeat all the way around. Until we get back near our stitch marker. That's kind of what it looks like. All right, so I'm coming to the end here, and this is the end of row 13. So we can go ahead and leave our stitch marker there still. But this will be the end of row 13. We're going to go ahead and start row 14. So I chain 3, I single crocheted into this chain 3 space, and I'm just going to go ahead and skip this chain space here. Got this chain 3 on my hook, which will start row 14, and we're going to put a half double crochet into the next 5. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're going to put 2 half double crochets here into this chain space. There's 1 and 2, a half double into this single crochet right here, and then 2 half double crochets into this chain space. That, and then half double crochet into the next 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's what it kind of gives you a little bit of a design there. And this is what we're going to repeat all the way around. 2 half double crochets into the next chain space. There's 1 and 2, half double crochet into the single, 2 half double crochets into the next chain space, and then a half double crochet into the next 5. and repeat it again. 2 half doubles into the next chain space, 1 half double into the next single, 2 half doubles into the next chain space, and 1 half double into the next 5. And we're going to go ahead and repeat this pattern all the way around until we get back around here to where our stitch marker is. Alright, so that I've made it back around here. Here's my stitch marker way down here. I just put 2 single crochets in this chain space, and that would end round, let's see, that would have been round 14. So now we're going to go ahead and move our marker up. It start round 15, put it right here, and now after that round we should have 70 half double crochets again. And now we're going to work around putting 1 half double crochet into every stitch all the way around. So we should have 70 when we make it back around. We are on round 15 now, so just half doubles now, 1 in every stitch, round 15. Alright, I made it back to round to the end of round 15. I'm going to move my stitch marker up. I still have 70 stitches. Now I'm going to go around for round 16. I'm going to do another row of just 1 half double crochet in every stitch all the way around. So again, 1 half double every stitch until you get back to your marker. You still should have 70 stitches when you make it back around. This is round 16, I do believe. Yep. All right, I'll see you back at the marker. All right, so I made it back around to the end of round 16, and you should have 70 stitches still. Now, round 17, we're going to do a decrease row. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a half double crochet into the next 5 stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's 5. Now we're going to do a half double crochet decrease, and that's worked over 2 stitches. It takes 2 stitches and makes it into 1. So we're going to yarn over and go into the next stitch and draw up a loop. We got 3 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over again and go into the next stitch and draw up a loop. That leaves 5 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over and go through all those loops. That is a half double crochet decrease. That took 2 and made it into 1. And that's what we're going to repeat all the way around. So a half double crochet into the next 5. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we're going to half double crochet decrease over the next 2. So we yarn over, go into the next one, draw up a loop. You got 3 loops. Yarn over again and go into the next one, draw up a loop. 5 loops. Yarn over and go through all 5. That took 2 and made it into 1. You want to make sure that you don't do this too loosely though. We're going to half double crochet again into the next 5. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Half double crochet decrease again, yarn over, go into the next stitch, draw up a loop, yarn over and go into the next one after that, draw up a loop, yarn over and go through all 5 loops on your hook, pull a little bit tight, and then we start again, half double crochet into the next 5. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's 5, and then I would decrease again and then do 5, decrease again and then do 5 all the way back around to your stitch marker. Alright, so I made it around to the end of round 17. Your last stitch should have been a decrease, and you should have 60 stitches now. Alright, so we're going to do one more round before we start the brim of the hat. So we have 60 stitches. And now we're going to work round 18, and we're just going to put 1 half double crochet in every stitch around. So round 18 is this 1 half double in every stitch all the way around until we make it back to our stitch marker. And then we'll start the brim, or we just start increasing increasing again. That's okay. All right, I'll see you back to stitch marker. All right, let's start the brim. Round 19 starts the brim. Go ahead and move our stitch marker up. And now we're going to put a half double crochet into the next 5 stitches. So we had 60 stitches there after row 18. So there's 1, we're going to do 5 in a row, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then 2 half doubles into the next. And this is what we're going to repeat all the way around for round 19. Half double into the next 5. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 2 half double crochets into the next. And we're going to go ahead and repeat this pattern all the way around until we make it back to our stitch marker. Alrighty, I made it back around. Your last stitch should have had 2 half doubles into it. We're going to move our marker up, start around 20. And now we're going to do a half double crochet into the next 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 2 half double crochets into the next, and that's going to be the repeat for round 20. Half double into the next 6. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 2 half doubles into the next. I'm going to go ahead and repeat this pattern all the way around till we make it back to our stitch marker. Alright, made it to the end of round 20. Should have ended with 2 half doubles into the same stitch, and you have 84 stitches. I'm sorry, not 84. 80 stitches now. You should have 80. I'm sorry about that. Gonna move your marker up. Alright. Now we are just going to keep repeating that same, increasing in that same manner. So we did 5 half doubles in a row, and then 2 into the next stitch. And then the previous row we just did 6 half doubles in a row and 2 into the next. Now this is row 21. We're going to do 7 half double crochets in a row. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 2 into the next stitch. 7 again in a row. There's 7 and 2 into the next stitch. Now we're going to do the 7 and the 2 all the way around until we make it back to our stitch marker. Then we'll move our stitch marker up, and then we'll do 8 in a row and then 2 into the next stitch. Keep repeating that all the way around. And then the next row we will do 9 half doubles in a row and then 2 in the next. And we will repeat that all the way around. And we will just keep repeating in that same manner. Every row, every next row, we'll get 1 more half double crochet before the 2 half double crochets in the same stitch. Now you can keep increasing for however long you want your brim to be. It's okay if it starts to get a little bit pointy here. We'll take care of that later on. I'm going to put my wire and stuff around it, but I'm going to make my brim a bit bigger now. Every round you'll increase by 10 stitches. So once we get back all the way around here, we will have 90 stitches. And then we'll start again. And it will be a half double crochet into the next 8 stitches, and then 2 half double crochets in the next all the way around. And then you'll increase again by 10 stitches, and you'll have 100 stitches. So that's how we're going to keep increasing. Just every round you add 1 more stitch before you, 1 more half double crochet before you do the 2 half double crochets in the same stitch. Every round will increase by 10 stitches. Do this for however long you want your brim to be before you put your wire on it. So I'm going to keep going, increasing in the same manner, and I'll let you know how many total rows I do, and then I'll show you how to put that wire on. Alright, so I have went to where I have 120 stitches now. You can do yours as big as you want it to be. I'm only stopping now because I don't want to have to open another hank of yarn, because I just got a bit left and I still have to add the wire. Otherwise I'd probably make a longer hat, but I think this one's going to be cool anyways. So I'm going to go ahead and single crochet or put this wire on. Well, first let me set the wire to the side. I'll show you what we're going to do. Okay. So we made it back to our stitch marker, however many rounds you decided to do. Like I said, I have 120 stitches now. So I'm going to single crochet into the stitch that has the stitch marker. Alright, and that kind of level that out just a bit. Now I'm going to move the stitch marker up to that single crochet. And now I'm going to put my wire in. Let's see here. Let me grab it here. So you want to leave some this is the wire here. So you want to leave some extra wire hanging over here. I usually leave, I don't know, better more extra than not enough, because you can always clip it. 6 or 8 inches or so hanging over there. And what you do then is you kind of just go around and you just single crochet the wire on, kind of like you're hiding a tail of yarn, only it's wire. So you just go into the next stitch, and I'm going to single crochet right around that wire. So that wire is now inside that single crochet, and I have some extra hanging. I'm going to bend it that way so it's not messing around. Okay, go next one. I'm just putting a single crochet in every stitch now. This is how I'm adding the wire. I'm going to single crochet it on, just like this. Sometimes it can be a bit annoying, I shall say, but because it's a little, once you get some more rows, get some single crochets on it, it starts to set a little bit steel, but at first it's a little flimsy. So what you can see is I'm just single crocheting that wire right onto the hat, and I'm just putting 1 single crochet into every stitch, not half doubles but singles. And I'm including that wire into the single crochet, just like that. And this is what we're going to do all the way around the brim of the hat. We'll have to do, whenever we get around to this side, when we're starting to end, we'll go over both layers of the wire. The wire I'm taking around, and then our tail as well. That way it kind of sits still a little better, I guess. So I'm going to continue putting one single crochet in every stitch, and I'm just crocheting this wire right in just like it's a yarn tail, right with my single crochet, until I get around near the other side to where I have about 6 inches left. And I'll try to attach the end of the tail that we left hanging. I'll show you how we're going to do that. So we just like this. See, it gets a little easier once you get some rows of single crochet on. It starts to behave a little bit better. At first it's flopping around like a fish out of water. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to go around and I'll meet back up with you over here somewhere. Alright? Alright, so I'm coming around here to where my other end of my wire that I started with is hanging around. So what I did was bend the tip back so it's not, bend it back as best you can so it's not pointy. And you just kind of crochet that in with it as you go now. Okay, so I'm just gonna take it. I'm gonna do both of them at the same time. Try to do both of them at the same time. It's gonna be all fiddly again because you're starting a new wire. It's okay if it's hanging out a little bit. We can tuck that in, or it will go in on its own because sometimes it takes a little bit of a stretch. There we go. All right, now we're doing 2 at a time here to end it. The one we've been working with, the main one, and then the tail that we left on at the beginning. So we're going around single crocheting around both of those. Like I said, it's okay if some's hanging out. We'll take care of that in a minute. First, we just need to make it all the way to the end with both wires here. Alright. So far, so good. Knock on wood. Because this is the way it goes with me sometimes. I wrestle with these wires. But man, I like to make hats with them. You saw I got both of them. They're both there. And I'm just single crocheting both of them in now. Remember, that's the one that it's the one we've been going around with the whole time. And the tail that we left at the beginning. Alright, now let's see, before we tie off, once we make it back around here, let's see what we can do with this. We have to shape it up a bit and make sure we have, because sometimes our wire can get, or the stitches can get crunched up on your wire, and then you cut it, but you actually realize you needed more. Alright, so I made it back to my stitch marker. I'm just going to go ahead and slip stitch into that stitch. Just for now. And I'm going to pull it up. So now I need to make sure. So like I said, sometimes you have to, when you're working with wire, the single crochets will get bunched up on it. And what you need to do is make sure that they're not bunched up. So the best thing to do for that is to try it on, put it on, and make sure that it's evenly distributed, the wire, like there's no single crochets bunching up on any of it. You know what I mean? You'll be able to tell what I'm talking about. So go ahead and try it on. Okay, so I think mine's okay. So what I'm going to do now is clip this wire a little bit here, give it about 1 inch, and then bend that end over so it isn't sharp like we did the other one. And then we can kind of tuck that in, the single crochets if you want. I'm actually going to go around one more time with another row of single crochet. And so I'm going to pull this slip stitch out that I just made. Alright, I don't know what happened, but I didn't like it. Alright, so I'm taking out this slip stitch here that I just put in. Okay, now we'll be back at our starting point. Go ahead and don't lose that we go. So I'll move my marker up. And now I'm going to go around again with another row of single crochet, but there's no wire going into this one unless you want to. You can take this leftover tail there and go ahead and just single crochet that in if you want, a little bitty piece that we bent up there, if you want. Otherwise you can tuck it in somehow. You know what, I think I'm just going to tuck mine in. It's going to be contrary, so I'm just going to pretend like it's not there. All right, so now I'm just going to go around and I'm going to put a single crochet in every stitch until I make it back around to my stitch marker. So no wire this time. We did our wire row. Now we're just single crocheting one more time. You don't have to do this if you don't want to, but I think I'm going to do this just one more time all the way around. And also, if you have a bit thin of a wire, you could do another row of wire, like the same way we just did. You could add another row here if you want to. It's not a bad idea. I probably could have done that, but that's all right. I'm just going to do the row of single crochet, and I'll meet back up with you at our stitch marker. All right, so I made it back to my stitch marker. I'm going to go ahead and pull that marker out, and I'm going to slip stitch into that stitch where the marker was. And then I'm going to tie this off and hide the tail real quick and any other remaining tails. And if any of your wire is popping out, what you can do is kind of bend it through and around part of the stitch there on the underneath side. That's usually what I try to do. Take it, see that? And I'll bend it around halfway through a stitch. There we go. There we go. That should be all right. All right, let me hide up that tail real quick. All right, here it is finished. On my mannequin. This is my mannequin, Amber. She needs her hair combed. But yes, this is it. And the good thing about putting wire brim in is you can shape it any way you want. I kind of do it one-handed, but I see sometimes people will wear like one side of it up, you know. I could do it better if, you know. Anyways, you get the idea. With the wire brim, you can shape it any way you want. But I hope that you enjoyed my tutorial and that you were able to follow along okay. But, yeah, I think it looks really good. So, if you make this, don't forget to show me a picture on my Facebook page. I'd really love to see it. See what kind of yarn you use. See what yours looks like. How big of a brim you did. How short of a brim. Whatever you did, I'm sure it looks magnificent. All right, I'll see you guys on my next video. Take care. Bye, guys.